President Erdogan addressing the country, and now you can see the images on your screen on your right there. The airport. President Erdogan calling on people to march to the airport. The airport was one of the sites that the military establishment appeared to have taken over in light of this military coup. And now the airport, a long march of folks taking to the streets to march to the airport as a sign of solidarity and wrapping themselves up in the Turkish flag. We've been following the situation on the ground. Appears to be a military coup taking over in Turkey, but then the Turkish president weighing in on an iPhone, saying that the people of the streets need to show solidarity and that they are behind Turkish unity. I want to bring in Margaret Brennan, who's at the White House. Margaret, what's been the reaction of White House officials about the situation in Turkey? Did they see this coming?
So here at the State Department where I am now, American officials are just really working the phones. It's been very difficult for them to get in contact with anyone on the ground inside of Turkey, in Ankara or in Istanbul. I'm told it's not clear who's in charge of the country right now. If this is a coup, or as the U.S. is referring to it, an uprising, this is no less than an earthquake in an already incredibly unstable region. But we do know that at least 4 times in the past few decades, the Turkish military has intervened to uphold the constitution. That's what they view themselves as, the defender of secularism within Turkey. And there has been growing discontent within Turkey and within the U.S. about some of what is seen as Erdogan's increasingly authoritarian tendencies. He's been cracking down on critics, on journalists, fighting extremists, and also battling some of the Kurds within his country who are pushing for independence. So it is very hard to get a read right now, but the U.S. is concerned about the 2,000 American troops on the ground inside of Turkey. This is a key base in the fight against ISIS along that Syrian border. And they are also warning all Americans to shelter in place. They've heard shots around the embassy in Ankara and in Istanbul as well. So very unclear as to whether this is going to succeed or not for at least the past 3 hours, though. It's been a very fluid situation, and Secretary of State John Kerry has publicly called for stability.
Margaret, I know you're just minutes away from your hit with the evening news tonight on CBS. I want to ask you, though, what do you know about the Gulen Group?
Well, that is a group where the leader, Fethullah Gulen, is based in the state of Pennsylvania, here in the U.S. Erdogan, the current president of Turkey, one we were just talking about, has frequently called for the White House to extradite him back to Turkey because he accuses this religious leader of trying to plot coups, trying to plot his overthrow, and leading this sort of wave of discontent against the Erdogan government. Ironically, though, Fethullah Gulen was a longtime ally back years ago when Erdogan was first on the rise. So the U.S. has rejected those requests for extradition in the past, and our colleagues over at 60 Minutes have done some features, some in-depth reporting on their movement. But right now, they are being used as, some would say, a scapegoat, some would say perhaps credibly taking blame for what's happening. But I will tell you that there is broader discontent within Turkey beyond that one movement that has frequently been criticized by the Erdogan government.
Yeah, fascinating to see exactly who's behind this. Margaret Brennan at the State Department. Margaret, thank you for that update. We appreciate it.